So, you know, good information. I'm leaving. Gonna leave her as Lucky. It's a cat. Color black and white. I believe, I'm not sure. I believe she was a female. Spayed or neutered, I doubt it. I have no idea how old she is. I want to say no more than 4 weeks old. Regular referring hospital, veterinarian. I don't have any particular veterinarians. Hello, how are you?
Kitten, good, how are you?
I don't know.
Right.
I was kind of a good Samaritan this morning because I was on my way to work.
Okay.
And it was in the middle of the intersection.
Oh.
Somebody had hit it, so I stopped traffic and I got out and got it. So took it home. Unfortunately, it got away. I had to go to work, so I left it at my daughter's place, and it got out and got away. And they ran around trying to find it all day long, and they couldn't find it. And I got off work, and I went to find it, and I found it. And it was about, it was on the next door neighbor's yard.
Okay.
And she was laying. Unfortunately, I'm afraid the flies just covered her.
Yeah.
So we washed her up the best we could, but I know she's got a split on her lip, but I have no idea what the fly ingestion.
Do you know what time you found her?
Yeah, let's see, I got off at 3:30, about 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. And do you know what time you found her in the road?
I found her about 5 a.m.
Okay. All right. So you didn't actually see her get hit by a car. You just think she got hit by a
Yeah,
car. Okay.
it's just because of the fact that she was in
Right,
the middle of
she's
the
in the
road
road.
and the side of her face is hit.
Okay.
So I don't know whether she appeared when we washed her. She got hyper, so she appeared to be on all 4 feet moving around. So I don't think there's anything there, but
Okay.
I'm just concerned about the fly. I don't know.
Right. Okay. Did you try to give her anything to eat?
Yes.
Did she want to eat for you?
No.
Okay.
I tried wet cat food,
Okay.
and the wife syringed a little bit of water. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. At this point, I'm just gonna go update the doctor with everything that you told me, and they'll be in to speak with you shortly. Okay.
Thank you.
Mhm.
So that's the shame part of it. So we'll wait and see. I'm taking responsibility, so right away it's a financial burden. But what are you gonna do? You could walk in, just drop her off, say, "Hey, I found this cat in the middle of the road. Please take care of it," and then walk away. That would have been the least, probably the least thing you could do. But I'd rather see it through, just like we saw Kuma through, even though Trish and I both felt that he was terminally, nothing going to be able to be done. So I'm just concerned with the fly infestation that may have happened. But it's a lesson learned. And I'm just that's the way I am about animals. I was raised with animals, and it's just the way it is. So wait and see. They just came back, and now they're going to confirm approximately how old, and whether it was a male or a female. I believe she's a female. you the doctor?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
All right. So Lucky is his name.
Her name?
Her name?
Is
It's a little boy.
It is?
Yeah.
It's a male, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I understand you found him around 5 a.m. this morning.
Yeah, there's
And
no
then-
work.
Okay. And he was in the middle of the road
Yeah.
at that point. Okay.
Kind of spinning around and
Okay.
lost.
Aw, poor little guy.
And everybody was going around him.
Okay.
So I said, that's it. I can't do that.
Mhm.
So I stopped traffic, picked it up,
Okay.
and took it to my daughter's place.
Okay.
And he got out.
Okay. He was inside and got outside.
Yeah, he got out. And then, because I told my daughter, I actually put it in the garage.
Mhm.
And I told my daughter to go out and take a look. She said, no, I'm not going out there. We're going to be dead. So she didn't want to go out. So anyway, my wife came over to take a look, and he was gone.
Okay.
So they looked around the yard, and couldn't find it.
Okay.
So when I got off work at 4 o'clock,
Mhm.
I dropped by and I started walking around. They double looked around that side, and I said, well, I wonder if she managed to get over in the neighbor's yard.
That's where you.
Yeah, I found her all curled up in flies.
Okay.
So
And you saw him walk okay initially? No obvious limping or lameness?
well, it was kind of a panic situation, but
Okay.
we washed him,
Okay.
and of course didn't like that at all. So it appeared like everything was functioning.
Okay. On physical exam, his body temperature was a little low at 96.9 degrees. You
Okay.
can see that one due to if their blood sugar is low for some reason, because he's a kitten and if he
Sure.
hasn't been eating, I would, I'm not surprised if we're a little, hypoglycemic.
Okay,
We can also see that with dehydration,
Okay.
if he hasn't been drinking.
okay,
Listening to his heart and lungs, everything sounded okay. I didn't hear any obvious murmurs or crackles or wheezes.
okay.
His gums were nice and pink. He does have kind of a split lip,
I
and that
think
looks.
the way I see it is, car came along and the tire
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
winged her head, or it
Mhm.
winged his head, and I'm thinking that's
And it looks older, where it's nothing that I would close right now.
Okay.
He might just have a little.
lucky scar now.
Yeah, a little
Okay.
lucky scar.
Okay,
Feeling his belly felt comfortable on abdominal palpation. I felt all of his legs. I didn't feel any obvious fractures. He moved them all. He stood up.
okay.
He seems a little weak where he didn't,
I'm sure.
walk very far for me.
Stunned. Yeah.
He seems kind of quiet, a little depressed mentation, which that could
Sure.
be one if we had head trauma.
Right.
Also, if our blood sugar's low. Did notice some fly strike on him as well.
Right. We tried to get as much of it off of him as possible.
So nothing, outwardly as far as wounds, fractures,
Right.
anything like that.
Right.
My hope is maybe that we're just dehydrated,
Okay.
low blood sugar, and we just need supportive care. We
Okay.
need to warm him up, clean him up.
Okay.
Sometimes these guys will even keep in the hospital and do dextrose and fluids just to
Okay.
help keep their blood sugar
Sure.
up, try to feed them. I guess I'd be a little worried if his mentation doesn't improve with that. Where did we potentially have some head trauma? I
Okay.
mean, when I stimulate him and get him kind of moving,
Right.
he acts more like a kitten.
Right.
But overall, I'm not finding anything else major. So he's a very lucky little kitten, and lucky that you picked
Huh.
him up and got him out of the road.
Okay.
So ideally, what I probably would recommend if this is feasible would be keeping him overnight. We can clean him up, get rid of all that fly strike. Because
Okay.
the last thing we want is maggots to.
That's right. Yeah. What about-
Monitor blood
what about
sugar.
what about ingesting?
So usually these guys, what I would start with is getting him on fluids with dextrose, because we want to make sure first his blood sugar is normal.
Okay.
And then we'll sometimes syringe feed them every couple hours in the hospital, try to encourage him to eat.
Okay.
While we were waiting, she took a little bit of oral dextrose, one of our technicians, and kind of just offered it to him.
Okay.
He didn't seem too interested.
Right.
But basically, I usually try offering them food every 4 hours. And then, hopefully, if it is a matter of we just need some kind of aggressive supportive care,
Okay.
we can get him feeling better.
Okay.
Again, the concern would be if there's something more going on head trauma-wise.
Okay.
Nothing that would change my immediate plan.
Okay.
Is having him stay overnight something you're interested in?
What is that? What's that overnight?
I can get an estimate for you,
Yeah,
and
if
I'll
you
put
would.
on there if we check a couple blood sugars.
Okay.
Feeding him. I didn't end up giving him any pain meds at this point because I didn't feel like he felt overly painful, but that's always something we can add in, you know, if needed. Like I said, my hope is that we just need to get him feeling
Right.
better and
The shock of everything.
Yeah, and it was hot outside today, and
At least he was under the trees, but it was just the. But you don't seem any concern about the fly situation.
the fly strike that we, if it's just, I didn't see any maggots or any wounds there, but what would you always get that fly strike off because we don't want maggots to.
What about them getting in
that lip?
the mouth?
I didn't see anything in
nose
the
or in the
mouth.
ears or anything. Oh, okay.
So we'll just get we'll
Go from there. Okay.
Yeah. It looked mostly just on his legs.
Okay, because I think that's what we're concerned about is because the daughter had gotten a kitten. We don't know where or when, but somehow or other the fly population got inside her, and she finally succumbed. So, but
I don't see anything. I mean, obviously, if we see anything, then, there's a medication we can get to kill the maggots if that occurs.
Okay.
At some point, whether we do this today or wait, till we get her feeling better, it might not be a bad idea to test her for like feline leukemia. After
definitely.
So I'll put that on the estimate plus or minus. And then we can go from there. Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. I'll be back in just a couple minutes.
So it definitely sounds like a lucky situation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, well, that was definitely a positive conversation, and he's a little male.
Okay, come on, Kellen.
Look, we're not getting along right now. Holy cow! You're a little chunky.
Okay, come on, baby. Come on, Kellen.
Boy, this place gotten busy all of a sudden. This place is 24 hours.
Absolutely.
Nice fluffy bed.
Oh, male. Wow. So we have to pay 50% of the high in this case. We're looking at $1,000. So.
And if I could ask you to sign this, please. And it's just a date and a signature here, and I'll give you a copy. I'm saying it's 6 months interest free for that.
Oh, okay.
6/13/18. When the transaction is over $200 with the credit card, it's 6 months interest free.
Oh, really? Oh, that's good.
Good. As long as you pay it off in the 6 months, you'll be all set. And if you could sign this one. Okay. $200. Thank you.
Good.
There's that card.
You're good. Well,
And now we'll get the other one in there.
I was afraid I was going to have to walk in and say, well, because I took, responsibility. Say if you don't want to, you can just drop it off, and but
Good Sam.
you take responsibility for it. And I was thinking I was going to have to say, well, put her down. So we had a puppy. Just had the puppy out of the third litter, and he had a bowel issue, so we had to bring him up. We knew the results, so we left him in a box. So yeah.